to the Tom's River Show. Man, it's been a while since I said that. Pat Amelia here, host of the Tom's River Show. We're back from hiatus. We're back from COVID-19. We've been doing a lot since the COVID-19. You've seen all the We're Open specials we did. The TR Show is back, and we're going to have some segments with the TR Show. We're going to have TR Wheels, where we're going to talk about automotive and parts and cars and used cars and new cars here in Tom's River. We're going to talk about TR Eats. We'll probably go to Burger 25. We'll hit all the restaurants. I would like to spend a lot of my time promoting Route 37, create jobs, get money into the town, help the businesses. We've been working on some new shows. We got Jersey Shore Hot Rods. Is that the name of Val's show? Jersey Shore Hot Rods? Yep. Jersey Shore Hot Rods. You're probably seeing a clip of that Mike's putting in there now. I'm involved with a broadband committee here on the Barrier Islands, involved Ortley Beach, and you got some issues in Tom's River too about getting better broadband service. What we have here is optimum, and it's bad at best. Usually it's miserable. We need to get Verizon to build that there FiOS. We spoke to your mayor, who's also the mayor of Ortley Beach, Mo Hill, my buddy, who I will be beating up in this show, by the way. He's all in favor of trying to get better broadband here. If you need to get in touch with us, all the information's on the bottom of the screen, from websites to Twitter to YouTube to live stream, our basic network for streaming, live stream network. You can get the app for your phone so you can enjoy all our programming. Today we're going to talk about vote by mail. Hold off on early voting. We're going to talk about bad optics for Mo Hill in Tom's River. We're going to talk about Daniel's Law. That has to do with privacy for prosecutors, judges, and law enforcement. And if I got time, we're going to talk about banning bikes on major roadways. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat Amelia here. You concerned Tom's River resident there. You're probably receiving your ballots. I'm from Hudson County, Jersey City guy. I have the Ready to Roll studios here in Seaside Heights, and my kids have invested in the area. They bought a house here in Seaside Heights. I've been involved in the Ready to Roll studios here for just about 5 years. You're probably starting to get in your mail-in ballots. I got mine from Hudson County. Funny, my wife didn't get hers, but I got mine. And if you watch the first debate, and you're seeing where Joe Biden said, I've already mailed my ballot in, don't do that. We got a while ago before Election Day, before November 3rd. You have a lot to learn about the candidates and the platforms and the referendum questions, everything that's involved here. We've just had one presidential debate so far. And when everybody talks about this election season with vote by mail, it's more than just the president. You have congressional seats up. You got assembly seats up. You got freeholder seats up. You got special elections in various municipalities to fill in terms of somebody who stepped down or passed on, whatever the case is. There's a lot to learn. Don't vote until you see the 3 presidential debates in total. Don't vote until you've heard from the candidates in your districts or in your towns. Find out what their issue is. Find out what their platform is. Find out what they're going to do to help you. Are they going to help you with property taxes? Are they going to, start consolidating municipalities? I think you should start consolidating municipalities. We're going to do something about the school districts. I think we get 590 school districts in New Jersey. That's more than we have municipalities. We need to condense them because every one of those school districts have payrolls involved and bureaucracy involved and pensions, and you pay for all that. Even if you're not in that school district, it's all comes out of the state. It's all part of your state taxes and your property taxes. What goes on in one part of the state, you're paying through state taxes. And, of course, in your locality, you're paying for your school taxes. Can you condense that? You're going to have somebody on the state level who's talking about eliminating the school districts and eliminating superintendents. Do we need to have like $180 million a year in payroll for superintendents? And don't forget, every superintendent, they got to have a couple of deputy superintendents, a couple of assistant superintendents. That's all your tax dollars. You want to hear how the people you're going to vote to are going to try to start saving you money because there is tax after tax after tax. And there's always a small tax here, small tax there. Like in Jersey City, where I come from, they just jacked the school taxes up 47%, and they're talking about a penny tax for the arts cultural community. Well, a penny is only a penny, but no, a lot of those pennies add up, and they turn into dollars. So, yes, you want to hold off on your ballot until you know all the issues. You need to make an informed vote. And getting your ballot today, let me beat the crowd here at the mailbox. No, hold off on that until you find out what's going on. I wouldn't mail your ballot in until Halloween. That should be sufficient to get to your county board of election so they can count the vote. Now, I want to remind you, we're not going to know who probably wins any election on November the 3rd. Because they're going to be counting these votes for weeks. Look what happened in the very last primary we had in June. We didn't have results until the end of July, and they even still weren't complete results. This is going to go on, especially on the presidential and the federal levels. It's going to take a long time to count them. And I mark my words, and I talked about it in the first debate, I guarantee you a lot of these state and federal elections are going to the courts to make a determination. Because, as you heard in their first debate, the FBI and various leaders say we have no evidence of possible voter fraud with ballots. I'm from Hudson County. You know, we got people right now doing time for absentee vote ballot fraud. Right now, paying for votes, filling out ballot votes, absentee ballots. This happens in New Jersey. Wasn't it in Jersey recently? They just found a bunch of ballots the mailman got rid of. There are going to be a lot of problems with the vote by mail. So chances are, the longer you wait, the better chance your ballot has of getting to the county board of elections, because all the bugs will hopefully be out of the system as we get closer and closer. But listen to the candidates. Let them talk. You watched the first debate. A good thing about letting talk, if Trump would have let Biden talk, I think Biden would have put his foot in his mouth. Actually, if Trump didn't stop interrupting Wallace and Biden, I think Wallace would have done a lot of the dirty work for Trump with Biden. But you got to listen to the candidates so you can make an informed decision. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Tom Driven Show. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
We're back. You're watching the Tom Driven Show. Pat Amelia here. As I was finishing at the last segment, if you've seen the first debate, Trump was Trump. Now, I have a little experience with Donald Trump because he used to own the New Jersey Generals. I was a season ticket holder. I was there before Trump bought the team. So I kind of know his personality, and I know him from New York City. Trump was Trump. Trump is a knock-around guy with bucks. He's a New Yorker. And it's hard for him to keep his mouth shut as much as Chris Wallace, the son of Mike Wallace, by the way, was saying, Mr. President, we quiet, let Mr. Biden. Let Biden talk. And Biden will surely put his foot in his mouth. But Trump just couldn't stand there and be quiet. As much as Wallace and Biden was saying it, he came off bad. You got 2 more debates to go. I'm more of a mercenary when it comes to Republican and Democrat. I'm going to go who I think is the best candidate. I want to see how these 3 debates turn out. But I am an economy guy. If the economy's good, everybody does well. You know, that old saying, the tide raises all boats, that is so true. And when I say the economy, people say, oh, you're probably going for Trump. You create jobs, record unemployment. You know, you go back before COVID in March, we were rolling pretty good. Bad optics of my buddy Mo Hill. Now, I produced Mo Hill's TV shows during their campaign. I produced the 2 debates where Mo Hill shined. First, the GOP primary debate, and then we did the mayoral debate, and Mo Hill shined in both. I take a little credit for Mo Hill becoming the mayor of Toms River. I think Mo Hill will be a great mayor. I think he's a superb person, beyond reproach in my opinion. But I think he gets a lot of bad advice. You know, again, Hudson County, you know, I'm dealing with, you know, Nicholas Sacco from North Bergen. You know, you want to be a good mayor, whatever Nick Sacco does today, you do tomorrow. Brian Stack, another great mayor. Mayor Fulop, you know, people keep talking about him running for governor. I deal with these guys pretty much on a daily basis. I see a lot of Mo in there, in those guys, see those guys in Mo. But those guys are political geniuses. They know how to read the tea leaves. They understand the ramifications of political decisions. I don't think Mo has those type of people around him. Sacco does. Fulop does. Stack does. I'm not sure Mo does. Don Guardian, he was the BA for Toms River, came in with Tom Kelleher, hired him. He was the former mayor of Atlantic City. Is known to be a financial wizard, especially when it comes to municipal government. Don was doing a great job for Kelleher. When Mo came about, Mo kept him on. You know, again, you got a guy that's good with municipal finances as the BA. You want to keep that guy. During a council meeting in June, unfortunately, Don Guardian suffered a stroke back in June, and he was out on medical leave and rehabilitating, and went through rehabilitation. And Don, as I understand it, is doing fine. For that matter, a friend of his just gave me his contact information and said, you should talk to Don and get his story. Right now, I'm just going with the optics of what happened here. Well, Don Guardian was rehabilitating. He's back on his feet. He's doing well. He's ready to return to work. He notifies Mayor Mo Hill and the town council that I'm ready to come back to work. And on September the 8th, he was unceremoniously terminated. And the reason, now, here's the reason. And I'm not knocking the guy. I spoke to him, who was the new BA. He's from the old DPW department there in Toms River. Seems like a nice enough guy. Again, I'm not going on credentials or anything. The reason that Mo gave is, we're getting things done with the new guy. Well, I assume you got things done with Don Guardian, too. And I'm sure you're getting things done with Kelleher and Toms River the whole time. This is bad optics. You're terminating a guy that suffered a stroke during a council meeting, working on rehabilitating himself, gets himself back, he's healthy, he's ready to go back to work, and then you fire him. I'm going to say, I really doubt if that's legal. And listen, the BA serves at the pleasure of the mayor. I understand that. And I'm not saying that Mo isn't entitled to his own BA, but there are ways to handle that. How Mo Hill handled this was amateur. It's amateuristically handled. It actually, it's almost to the point where you didn't take in any human interest in here. This guy just recovered from a stroke. he's ready to go back to work, and you use this opportunity to can the guy? Yeah, I'm sure Don's talking to an attorney right now. But we'll pick this up on the flip side from the break. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'm Pat Amelia. We'll be right back.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat Amelia here with my lukewarm coffee. You concerned Tom's River resident, and again, good to see you. We've been off the air for about 6 months here. Getting back to Mo Hill, bad optics. Don't get me wrong. I've been covering politics for a long time. When you live by the political sword, you will surely die by the political sword. And Don Guardian knows that. Don has been around a very long time, like I said, former mayor of Atlantic City. Whatever you get politically, you'll eventually lose politically. And it's just how things work out in the world of politics. But what happens normally when you're a holdover from the previous administration, and there was a Republican, it's not like you went from a Republican to a Democrat administration or vice versa. It was Mayor Kelleher's Republican administration to Mo Hill's Republican administration. But if you remember, the local Republicans didn't back Mo. They went in a different direction. So Mo wasn't beholden to that group. Normally, if you have the holdover guy, you give him a year, and then you let that person go. Now, Mo is entitled to have whoever he's comfortable with as his BA, or anyone who serves at the pleasure of the mayor. He's entitled to put his own team together. When you hire a manager, he gets his own coaching staff together. A lot of the managers, they'll decide what players are going to start and what players are going to sit. You're entitled to have your own team. But there is a proper way to go about that. And whoever advised Mo on terminating this guy who just rehabilitated himself from a stroke is wrong. And it was handled wrong. And I believe in a court of law, it won't get that way. What's going to happen, it won't get to court, because somewhere down the line here, Dan Guardian's going to get a nice parting gift courtesy of the taxpayers of Tom's River. He's going to get a nice little boot payment because this was handled so poorly and so amateuristically that it's a guarantee. There's going to be a nice lump sum payment coming for Don Guardian. And listen, he might even go legal. And I tell you what, he goes legal, he's probably going to win. Let's talk about another bad optic for Mo Hill. It was a land sale. This is for land at 1870 Hines Road. There was an auction. And you're at an auction, you raise your hand and you make your bid, or you got your little paddle, whatever it is, and you win. Now, normally you got to put 10, 20% down at the auction, and then you got to come up with the money in about 30 days. Well, this guy supposedly bids, let's see, I think it was $318,000. Then he wins the bid. Yay! He goes, wait a minute, I got caught up in the motion of the auction, the excitement. I don't think it's worth that much. Normally, you would go to the next bidder. Because if you watch, Meekum or, the car auction, that's what they do. No, they actually let the guy who must have known somebody renegotiate the price that he purchased, that he bid. So he goes from $318,000, and they agree with the auction house. Well, we'll do it for $247,500. That's a hell of a drop. And it turns out the land
is valued, assessed at $753,900. Well, what the hell are we doing here? Putting that land in an auction without a reserve. You were going to take like almost a 70% loss on the assessed value. That's the assessed value, not the actual value of the land, which is probably, if it's assessed for $753,000, I'll go out on a limb and say it's worth $1 million. Something was wrong here. Somebody, I don't know who, there was some political something or other going on here. And I'll give Mo credit when he found out about it, because, again, political amateurs are probably operating who came in with the Mo Hill administration. Mo Hill found out about it, and he put a stop before the town suffered a financial loss of about maybe $700,000 from what the actual value of the land is. You know, these kind of things don't happen where I come from in Jersey City, especially on land sales. You know, Mayor Fulop in Jersey City is in a big push now to get out of any rental facilities. He's buying up land. He's building public safety offices and buildings. He's not writing checks to landlords anymore. All the money stays in the city. There is no way in hell that would have happened with the mayors that I deal with on a regular basis. And I'm surprised it almost happened with Mo Hill. But again, you got a different group of an inner circle with Mo Hill that I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, they're playing politics, but really what they are political hacks. And somebody almost cost Mo Hill a lot of embarrassment. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend. Pan & Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease.
Show here, Pat Amelia, are you there? Let's continue to beat up Mo Hill a little bit. Sorry, Mo. Well, this one isn't so much beating up Mo Hill. He kind of inherited this situation. But there's a point when you should be proactive when you know what the issue is, and that has to do with religious land use zoning. It's zoning in particular in Tom's River. There's a threat of a lawsuit from the feds over a religious project that they would like to build where they're questioning the land use and how many acres of land are required by the township of Tom's River to build a religious organization, a religious building and house of worship. In Tom's River, they require you to have 10 acres. I'm all in favor of home rule. You should be entitled as a town and as a residence to determine what direction your town's development will go in. Now, if you recall, almost 4 years ago, with a heavy anti-development attitude in Tom's River, it swept in a Democratic ticket. It was like 4 Democrats won, I believe it was. That was unheard of here. And no, it was 3 Democrats. And Maria Maruca survived. I believe that was it. But it was unbelievable that happened in Tom's River. There is such an anti-development attitude here in Tom's River, and it's okay. Your town should develop the way the residents want. You know, Tom's River should be able to dictate what's going to happen to the land, how it's going to be developed, and how it's going to be regulated, all that. That should be handled by Tom's River. Now, waiting for a lawsuit to be threatened before you negotiate is wrong. Now, again, you know, Mo has people around him who, for whatever reason, didn't advise him as to what the hell was going on. And now you got the gun to your head from the Fed saying, we're going to hit you with a lawsuit if you don't come up with some sort of a solution for the zoning. Now you get a variance. We're saying 10, maybe we can go 8 or 7. But you negotiate, but prepare to fight for your town. Again, a whole bunch of Democrats were swept in the last election cycle because of overdevelopment. And I believe that attitude is still here in Toms River. So, if somebody's looking to go into whatever business, whether it's a business, a residential, a condominium complex, or a religious organization or a house of worship, you just can't say, well, I like that town. Let's go build some huge development here. No, you have to go through with the zoning. You have to go with the will of the town. Just because you would like to do something doesn't mean you can. Towns have rules and regulations, and those are voted in by your people of the town, and that should be respected. You'll see how that works out. Now, before we run out of show, Daniel's Law, it's being adopted. I believe it has been adopted at this point. I know Senator Menendez and Cory Booker are backing it. It will provide protection for privacy protection for judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement officers here in New Jersey, and I guess we'll go federal also. We had a situation recently where Daniel, the son of a judge, was murdered by a deranged lawyer who was looking to kill his mother, who was a judge. The young man was shot. The father was injured. Fortunately, the judge herself was unharmed. She was in the basement. I agree with these protections. Their information should be private from the World Wide Web. But the average person should also be able to opt in to protection. If we can protect the privacy of a judge or a prosecutor or law enforcement officers on the internet, you should have the same protection. You go to your town's website, you put in an address for a piece of land, hey, all your information's there. You have a car accident. You don't even have to go to the police station to get the police report. Wait a few days. There'll be about 10 or 15 of those police reports mailed to your house from lawyers looking to represent you with all your information. It's all there. Everything about you is on that police report. That's how your identity is stolen. That's how people can stalk you. That's how people can steal the house out from under you by counterfeiting the deed. Because we make it so easy. The municipalities are acting like it's the 30s and 40s, where if you wanted to find out something, you had to go to the county clerk's office, and there would be a book the size of my desk. You'd have these huge pages you had to research. Not the case anymore. Just a few keystrokes. You'll find everything you want. All your information is on the internet. If we can somehow block that to protect judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement, you and I, the average Joes here in the United States, we should have that same option. So we're not, our identity theft isn't stolen, our property isn't stolen, and we're not stalked. All right, that's it for the show. Good to be back. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.